Hello and welcome to Bologna, Montana in Italy for round 2 of the UCI E-Mountain Bike Cross-country World Cup presented by Raspini. We're in this race location for a second year in a row, some new riders and some old faces coming back. The weather has not been kind in the lead up, with the region suffering from a lot of flooding, making it quite a muddy track. But a little bit of mud doesn't hurt these riders and preparations are well underway. Here's James Shirley from Scotland for his first WES event, and let's take a look at the track. With Nicola Bologna, the Ducati World Supersport rider, he's going to ride with Loic Noel. There's a rundown of Loic's performances. Of course, he was second in Bologna last year. Let's take a look at them out here on the course. Plenty of opportunity here in Bologna to test the skills of the rider and the bike. The maximum gradient on the course, 25%. You've got these great canopies that shield the riders. This is us making our way up to the climbing peak. And then onto this fast descent. You really have to use all your technique and all your skill. Look how close you get through that little tree area. The maximum speed, 43 kilometers an hour. Little tree route, so you've just got to be careful on. And then the run-in down to the race finish. Battery consumption every lap around about 15%. High fives all round. Here's the race format. Qualification race first for both women and men, determining the starting grid, then the race, then the podium ceremony. Qualification race number 1 getting underway. The weather starting to turn a little bit. Gio getting ready for his race. All the riders starting at 1-minute intervals. That decides their starting position. Here's Justine Tonzo. She takes the women's pole position and the Raspini men's pole position, taken by her teammate, Jerome Gio, with a little wheelie. A well-fought qualification race here in Bologna. Tonzo and Gio, teammates, happy to kick off the weekend with Raspini pole position. On to race number 1. Theo Charm there on the front row. Justine Tonzo just adjusting those gloves, making final preparations. Gio there in that rainbow jersey in his familiar pole position. Let's take a look then at the starting grid. Tonzo there in 9th place. Fantastic performance alongside all the men, and now we're ready for the off. We're underway here in Bologna. It's a fast start. Look at this onboard footage. A really strong start. Goldie and Charm take the whole shots. How close it is here. Onboard footage with Roberto Fabbri. Men and women battling alongside each other. The Italian champion there in the Tricolore, going strong after qualifying well. Charm and Gio very close, and then it's Reef and Fruet. The Italian local leading the world champion here in the first race of the weekend. Here we are with the women's race. Tonzo leading at the start. This weather though really starting to turn, starting to get wet and muddy. On board with Roberto Fabbri just in front of him. Natalie Schneider having to get off on this slippy and tricky uphill. It's so wet, a lot worse than last year. And this is Natalie Schneider overtaking Justine Tonzo. 1 lap to go. Tonzo head down, fighting so hard just to keep in control. Gio confident in these conditions. Look at him go. His second win of the season, although we can hardly see the rainbow bands. This is Rob Williams, the Brit, coming home in second, his first World Cup podium. Great camaraderie at the end of this race. And a little bit cold. Fruet again on the podium at the Bologna Road. Let's take a look at the result. Jerome Gio, top of the leaderboard ahead of Williams, with Fruet in 3rd.
It was a hard race because it's rainy during the first lap. But I like it. I like this condition, and very happy to win here.
A lot cleaner than when he finished. Natalie Schneider crosses the line. She wins the women's race on her return to the series. Look at that, ecstatic. Second place for Justine Tonzo. She crashed at the end of the steepest downhill, just 200 metres before the line, in all sorts of pain. She'll maintain her lead in the standings. Sophia Wiedenroth in third place, just as she did in Monaco in race 1. Everyone absolutely covered from head to toe in mud. Here's the women's top 5. Schneider, top of the leaderboard this time.
The first 2 laps are actually really difficult because the mud got sticky and then it started to rain again, and that made it, actually the rain made it more enjoyable. And I rode basically, everything the second part of the race, and I think did a really good job with in the teamwork of myself together with the bike. So, yeah.
Here's our women's podium. Lapierre, team coordinator there on behalf of Tonzo. She was getting some medical checks, and there's the standings after round 2 with Tonzo top of the leaderboards. The men's podium, Joe again on top, Williams in second and Fruet in third. There's the overall standings, Joe with 66 points, top of the leaderboard. Here's Nicole Goldie and Theo Charm receiving awards for the whole shot, powered by Fassi. On to race 2 and track 2. Due to the extreme track conditions, the number of laps reduced to 4. Another race morning, let's hear from Justine Tonzo.
Yesterday it was a hell of mud. We had a very hard race, and the mechanicals of the bike was on fire. I handled the race with no brake at all, and I tried to do the last downhill as I could, but the last turn was not good at all.
Good to see Justine Tonzo back racing. Let's hope that knee is okay. On to qualification for day 2. Greater women's field here in Bologna this weekend with 8 participants, most of them from German-speaking countries, Switzerland, Germany, Austria and Italy. Reigning world champion Nicole Goldie takes pole position for the women on day 2. She'll be hoping for a better performance today. In the men's category, all are fighting it out for the fastest lap. And it's Joris Rief flat out who takes the Raspini pole position, his second ever.
Yeah, so yesterday was really bad to ride, so it was really steep. But today I did a lot of laps in the training, and I really knew the uphills and the downhills. And then, yeah, I really knew, like, mentally, everyone is doing mistakes. So, yeah, I just gave my all, and in the end, yeah, fastest time, really nice.
High fives between Goldie and Rief. On to race 2 of round 2, and the sun's come out. Riders will be competing not just for the podium, but of course also for the Magneti Morelli Czech Star Power Lap during this race. The women here with Nicole Goldie in pole position. This is Joris Rief, also in pole position for the men. And let's take a look at the starting grid. There's the rundown this time, and Nicole Goldie and Sophia Wiedenroth up there in the top 10. And we're underway, a very fast start. Great shots there, a little problem right at the back. The whole shot, Wiedenroth and Charm take the whole shot this time, sponsored by Fassi. We're on board now with Janice Loretta. This is Gio in the rainbow jersey leading the men's race. And the French champion, Theo Charm, in position 2. This is Nicole Goldie, looking strong, back on form. Look at that technique. This is Schneider, just ahead of Wiedenroth, close behind in third. Back on board with Loretta. Look at the way you've got to work your way through this tree section. This is Anna Spielman, overtaking Wiedenroth to go into third place. Back to the men. This is Gio, clinging on to his first place. The Frenchman, Charms, getting close now. This is Joris Rief, maintaining third position. This is Theo Charm, overtaking the world champion and powering on now. Gio really needs to hunt and get back up there. This is Goldie, really very much in control. It's Theo Charm who takes the men's race on a sunny finish in Bologna. Gio comes home to take second place. What a race that was. Look at the mud on the bikes. Caked completely. Reef takes third position. Let's take a look at the results then. Theo Charm wins ahead of Gio with Reef in third and Fruet in fourth.
It's a nice fight with Jérôme, but I see Jérôme to very hard slippery in the wood, and I have the advantage with my tire. I don't slippery to Jérôme, and I take leader in the race in the last lap with this advantage, and I concentrate for the last downhill. And I'm very happy to win my first World Cup.
Congratulations on his first World Cup win. Nicole Goldie comes home in first place for the women. A strong race today. Schneider second today. A great weekend for her. Her rookie season, Anna Spielmann adds another third place to her podium list. Let's take a look at the women's results. Wiedenroth finished in fourth, Leiter in fifth place.
It was a really tough race. It was like the mud was really sticky and it was like worse from lap to lap. So it was a really tough race, but I had a really good start, I think. And then I lost some positions, and then I could continue and ride my bike pretty good. And yeah, it was all about making not so much mistakes, and yeah, it worked well.
She had to work hard this weekend, didn't she? But she is back. Here's our women's podium. Goldie on top. The return of Schneider in second and Spielmann, the debutant, in third place. And here's the standings in the Women's World Cup. Tonzo in second now. Here's our men's podium. Theo Charm on the top step for the very first time. Let's take a look at the standings. Gio on the top of the standings with 86 points. Now to the awards for the Power Lap, sponsored by Magneti Morelli Checkstar. There's Goldie and Gio. The whole shot powered by Fassi for Wiedenroth and Charm. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.